Hey guys, so just got out of my morning bagel run, but I just wanted to share with you guys a cool case study or case study interview that I did with a client last week. His name is Tal. He joined the program a minute ago when he was making around $5,000 to $7,000 a month in revenue, and today he's clearing $27,000 in profit every single month as a growth creator. So he helps companies build outbound prospecting systems, and yeah, so he joined client acquisition.io because if you're someone who offers any type of growth, where else would you go, right? And now he's killing it, and I wanted to get on a call with him, understand what are the things that helped him grow, what are the things that he took from us that were valuable, because for me, I like to know what success looks like. I want to know what creates success. So I get on these interviews with clients and I want to figure out like what is the thing that made it tick for him, right? And this interview, you'll be accessing the things that actually move the needle for him, whether that be insights, whether that be how to change his sales process, whether how to be price his offers, whether it be who to go after, whether it be who to not go after, right? And focusing on the main thing. And I hope you guys get to enjoy this. Again, if you haven't accessed the growth thesis, because a lot of the value that a lot of the transformation that Tal saw were really based on the thesis around how we go about scaling companies, right? If you haven't accessed it, click the link below. You'll access it. It's $19.99. You'll be able to access the Google Doc. You'll be able to access the thesis Lucy chart and the private community that we created. Okay, so hope you guys get to enjoy. Let the video start now. All right, cool guys, this is going to be a little different of an interview because we were already talking, so we just might as well start right now. But we were talking about the fact that you wanted to start to you created content for your clients to help them, well, to help yourself, your agency, generate better results for your clients. Like why did you do that?
Sure, 100%. So for months, right, we've been doing the regular cold outreach game where we sent many calls, cold emails, and for some clients even LinkedIn as well. But what we found is, for some clients it was easier to get appointments. For others not so easy. But when it actually comes to the closing part of it, for them to actually, they need to close in the end of the day to see positive ROI, it wasn't really the best. It would only work well if the companies already have really good, sales process, sales teams, and all of that. But for the majority of them, right, that actually need us the most, they don't have it. Yeah. So that is something that I actually learned mainly from client acquisition.io, to be honest, by watching you from one of our support calls. This is like where it clicked for me, where instead of us doing like every month continuing from basically from nothing, doing a lot of cold outreach from nobody even hearing about us or about our clients, to then start sparking something, maybe we can create some sales assets to pretty much educate the prospects on what my client does, create some social proof around it, educate regarding the process, and of course the results as well. So then once they actually get appointments, and then they hope like on meetings while the prospect is already been educated, then of course the sales process it's much easier. This is like, for example, like this program that I bought from you, it's the biggest buy that I did in my life, right? Like in terms of investment for my education. And the thing is, I knew that I wanted to buy it before I even hopped on sales call. So I was like, fuck, and I'm not that easy to sell to some things, So I'm like, fuck, if it got me to this point where I'm like sold even before, I hopped on a call with you. Then, it was another pillar of that, another pillar like that, another experience like that finally got me to a point where, fuck, I need to do it for my clients. I want to get them better results and faster. So to keep it short, to minimize, the sales cycle length, to increase conversion rates, and also to increase the attendance rate for the meetings. This is why we're deciding to leverage that. And of course, it goes without saying to even get them more appointments, because it's much easier for a prospect to say, yes, send me a 5 to 10 minute video, I will watch that, compared to let's schedule 30-minute, to hear your sales pitch.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that is the thought process.
100%. I think in the webinar, I shared our stats. And, I've been saying every client for a long time to create sales assets and content, but it only also for me hit me like crazy when I actually broke down our numbers. I realized that for every closed deal that comes from cold, we get 5 closed deals from warm audience. I would say for every $5,000 collected on a cold deal, we collect 15 grand upfront on a warm deal. And we also realize that the sales cycle is infinitely shorter. Like if it takes literally a guy to make a decision in 3 days, the other person will make a decision 3 months. Like what? So that's why for me, like this new growth thesis, and that's why I'm really pushing this whole thing about growth creators, because in this new wave, for those who haven't seen the webinar, I'll kind of like show you guys, because I really want to emphasize this because it's super important. The importance of creating, I'll share my screen right now. The importance of kind of like going over the, of creating attention and then owning attention and then educating attention. Most people, they just go from attention. I mean, right now, like Tal has an appointment setting agency. And before he would just send a bunch of DMs on cold email or, LinkedIn and get people converting straight to a call. But the issue is, even if you're booking calls from this activity, it doesn't necessarily mean it's the most efficient thing you're doing, because you could be even booking calls, but nobody closes, right? So your service is not actually valuable, because not only are you not necessarily delivering the closed deals that the prospect is paying for, because appointment setting agencies, we're paid on people that close. Like just because you're generating the appointments and if I don't close, your service is useless, right? So not only are you not delivering the desired outcome, but you're also wasting the founder's time. It's a lot better to be broke and have your time, but it's a lot worse than to have appointments, waste your time, and not even be able to close a deal. So you're actually creating a bigger problem than the problem they had before. But with this new thesis, if you do the outreach, if you do the cold email, and maybe you lead them somewhere where you actually own the lead's attention, and then you give them the right sales asset, and they get educated, it's a million times easier to make a lot of money, right? And I think anybody who pushes this in their offer, I mean, you just started doing it for your clients, creating their content. And I think that should be a crazier value add, right? But cool, let's get started. So want to take a minute just to introduce yourself?
Sure, 100%. Yeah. So my name is Tal. I'm originally from Israel. Currently, I reside in Colombia, in Medellin. So a little bit about my background. So I've been in you could say, the high ticket sales game for the past, I would say, like 5 years or so. Most of my experience is actually in the Israeli market. So I was providing sales services for private companies in Israel. We were like, I had like another partner that we worked together on projects. So we were working with the top influencers in Israel, selling like digital marketing courses, e-commerce brands, drop shipping, even towards the end, it was even crypto courses. So it was good. I was living quite a good life for the Israeli standard, you could say. But then February last year, February 2022, it came to a point where I was very close to my birthday. So I was thinking to myself, like, fuck, I'm becoming old. So it's too comfortable for me right now in life. And all of my life, I knew that I wanted something that is, I would say, bigger, and to also play in a bigger market, not just in the Israeli market, but internationally, specifically in the US market, maybe in Canada as well.
Yeah.
But so anyways, I made a decision that even though I'm good right now, I want something bigger. So I said, like, fuck it. I'm burning down the bridges, if you will.
Mhm.
and I bought a one-way ticket to Austin, Texas. I sold my
Mm.
car, left out of the rent, and I'm like,
Wow.
fuck it. I don't have like a plan, but I know that I wanted to play it bigger, and I just, I took the leap.
Yeah.
Didn't know what I'm going to do, so I landed in Austin. I've been there for 2 or 3 weeks, and then I'm like, just a few weeks ago, I was in a point where, I was making quite a good amount of money, and without really, I can do it wherever I want, right? I didn't need to even work a lot, but now it's not that I don't earn anything. I'm losing money, right? I have rent, I have things to do here, and also I don't have like a work authorization in the US, so I cannot really work there. So I'm like,
Mhm.
okay, what can I do? The only thing that I knew like is to make money, online. So I reached out to some other people that I've been in contact with in the past. One of them is an Israeli guy. I will make it short. So I ended up buying his consultancy. First, I paid him like 9.5 grand, and he actually was the guy that helped me, from pretty much from nothing to create my, the first version of my agency. So he
Yeah.
helped me with all of those things. I took a lot of action, I did a lot of market research, we built the offer, we built all of that. But yeah, I got to a point where I got, I think, like 3 clients or so, the first 3 clients.
Mhm.
And then all of this time, I was just getting to know you. So I would
Mm.
watch your content, here and there. And after a few months, I'm like, you know what? I know that one day I will have to do it by his course. I see the value also in the way that you think, and also in the community. So I'm like, I know that I'm going to do it one day, so I might as well, do it right now.
Yeah.
So I ended up hopping on a call, and I knew that I wanted to buy even before, that he told me the price and all of that, because I was
Yeah.
already educated. And then I did that,
Yeah.
and that
Nice.
is that in a nutshell.
I didn't know you moved to Austin, Texas.
Yeah, I was in Austin just for a few weeks.
Okay.
After like 3 weeks, I then decided that, it's too expensive. Plus, it's not smart for me to overstay there, because I'm just on
Yeah.
a tourist visa. So I ended up moving to Playa del Carmen in Mexico. I
Yeah.
planned to be there for just a month, but I stayed there for over a year. And now I'm in Colombia, in Medellin.
Nice.
So
Yeah. When did you leave? Yeah. Last time, last you told me you were in Playa.
yeah,
How was Mexico?
amazing. I really love it. Yeah, it's an amazing place. It's my favorite place actually. But here in Medellin, you have, I would say, less distractions. It's more like a real life. So it's good for business, for the time
Yeah.
being.
Yeah. Yeah. And also have a lot of friends who go a lot to Colombia to work.
Yeah,
It's starting to become a place where a lot of entrepreneurs go.
yeah, 100%.
Yeah. Love it. Love it. Want to kind of like describe a little bit more about, your service. So when that guy built your offer in your agency, did you go straight to doing cold outbound for businesses, or what?
Yeah, it was called outreach, but the offer itself was not retainers. It was not something that is really scalable or sustainable. So
Mhm.
we started actually doing everything fully manual, like zero automations,
Wow.
and we would target like very, very high ticket clients where their total addressable market were like 500, 1,000 people. So you cannot really afford, to do automations.
Yeah.
I would need to hire, native English speakers, and they also demand, much higher pay, of course.
Yeah.
And the work was like sitting 15 minutes, personalizing emails.
Yeah.
So it was not scalable at all, but the idea of it was really good. So
Yeah.
and
So
it
what
was
made
also
you?
paper appointment as well.
Oh, yeah, that's bad. So no, so was it like just a setup and then paper appointment?
Yes, correct.
Okay, cool. And what made you join the program if you already had, like, what was the thing? What back then that made you join the program? What was the pain that you were experiencing?
So honestly, I always had this how we can say it, this shiny object syndrome, right?
Mm.
So I wasn't really closed on what I was doing. I'm always like, oh, maybe TikTok is the thing, maybe this is the thing. Like every time something pulled me, but I always came back to what I know how to do best,
Yeah.
this called outreach game. So that was part of it. And another part is I felt that I can do, that my offer could be a little bit better, because I love cash flow. Like I had, and I also have nowadays other opportunities that are really great, but they're good, 6 months from now, a year from now, but it's not really for cash flow.
Yeah.
And I'm in a point where I really care about cash flow because I have some other, goals that I want to reach a certain point, and then, I'm going all in with this goal, which is going to be, much, much, much bigger. So it was not aligned with my goals pretty much, and the offer itself, it was easy to sell, but it's not good for me. It was good for the other side. So
Yeah. So and what did you change? And I know you also gone through a few changes in the last few weeks, few months. Want to kind of like explain how now you position your offer and your pricing models, and how it's more sustainable for you, the current way you're running things.
Sure. So nowadays, most of our clients are retainers. So of course, it's better for us in terms of cash flow, in terms of hiring people, delivery, and all of that.
Mm-hmm.
So it's way better that way. We also have some clients that we do like a combination of a small retainer and percentage of actual deals that they are closing. So we have that thing as well. And in terms of the positioning and the offer, so this is another thing that I'm actually thinking right now, because our focus at the moment, it was, mainly I would say, to improve the delivery and also to make it a little bit more scalable. So we just hired 3 people, but I let one go. So we have two new members as well. And we will be in a point like in a few days from now where we can actually, take much more clients. So when we get to this point, this is actually one of my debates of what will be the next step further, because I know that for sure, 100%, if and when, and I know that I have to do it. So when I'm going to create content for us, not just for the clients, but for us, for our services, man, for sure we can triple our agency in the next few months, like no doubt about it. So that is part of the things that I wanted to do. And secondly, in terms of the positioning and all of that, right now we position ourselves as, an appointment setup agency, right? But I'm thinking more maybe transitioning into something that is a more, I would say, growth partner, something that is a little bit more holistic, not just here are appointments and you take it from there, but actually help them. And we started doing that, right, with the sales assets. But that we will help them with, of course, creating all of those sales assets, creating all of those educating materials or marketing materials to convert the cold audience from not knowing who you are to pretty much being educated about what you do, create all of this social proof around what you do so that the sales process would be easier. The next step will probably be even helping them with the sales process itself, right? Not just, the appointments and the content, but also what are you actually going to do on the sales call, right? Because most of my clients, they're growing through referrals. They know how to handle those, but when it comes to cold audience, their offers are typically very old school, I would say.
Yeah. And what are some of who are you targeting mainly with your service? Like, who have you seen that you do pretty good work for?
Sure. So most of our clients at the moment are marketing agencies. I would say the bigger marketing agencies, those that have been around for maybe 10 years or so, that they have some teams.
Yeah.
And quite funny, we have some really good results for SEO agencies.
SEO?
Yeah, for SEO agencies as well. But this is another thing that I'm actually launching as we speak. Like, everybody's targeting marketing agencies, right? So, and their deals typically they charge, 2.5 grand up to 10 grand per month retainers, again, depending on the service, but that is like the typical deals, and everybody's targeting them, and everybody's trying to pitch their services to their audience.
Mm-hmm.
What I'm thinking, especially because what we specialize in is, I would say, slightly bigger companies, slightly, higher tickets, higher personalization, things that are a little bit more strategic, less, mass outreach. I'm thinking about maybe targeting a different type of different segment of the market
Mm-hmm.
that is not necessarily marketing agencies, but companies that each deal is worth to them maybe even multiple six figures, right?
Yeah.
Or even up to the 7 figures. So those could be companies in the oil and gas, maybe even in the energy, maybe even B2B healthcare, like things
Mm-hmm.
that you would consider, older, not sexy, not everybody that is creating a cold email agency goes after.
Yeah.
And the thing is, I truly believe that we know how to help those people.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm thinking, instead of us scaling by getting a lot of smaller clients, 3 grand retainer here and there, we can get maybe fewer clients, but each client will be
a lot more.
Exactly, will be worth much more, and there will be a component of maybe commissions from the deals themselves.
Yeah.
Right. And if this is multiple 6-figure deals, then this is a really good opportunity.
Yeah.
And perhaps that will be
the only thing to keep in mind is just because like so a lot of people say the reason why some oceans are still blue is because there's no meat in it. Like if there is a red ocean somewhere, it's because, trust me, people are eating, right? So it's I would suggest, before you kind of like try to do something new, do the thing you do better and do it more. And maybe on the side, just test a different segment of the market that has, that can afford your services more, that has a bigger potential, that has more, where you can have more leverage into helping them. But I would also suggest you learn to stick to something that works, because you can find someone in your industry who's making, there are people making 9 figures in your industry. So is it necessarily about the market? Not really. It's always about how good you want to good you get in the market you're in already, right? So it always seems like it would be better in the other niche, but what you would probably realize is maybe you actually will have a hard time even booking calls with them. Yes, if you do close one, it's a high potential, but how frequently are you going to be booking calls, and how frequently are you going to be closing? The other thing is you need to realize that these big companies, these 8-figure, 9-figure companies, their sales cycle is maybe 3 months. Are you willing to wait 90 days, 4 months, 6 months to close a deal? Now, this red ocean of 3K a month deal starts looking more attractive, right? So it's pros and cons. It's different mindsets, but test it. You what do you have to lose? Nothing, right?
Yeah, that's exactly the plan. We are, of course, we're not stopping what we're doing. We're continuing with that. And in the side, this is actually something that I have, where we do, because it's easy for us to create, another infrastructure just to do a different segment, right?
Yeah.
We do it on a daily basis. So it's not really deviating ourselves too much. But yeah, I definitely understand. And to be honest, I hear that a lot, that it's working. Keep doing it, and scale on that. So
yeah, man. I mean, I can give you an advice. I mean, new things always seem more attractive, but I promise you. So, and this is for anyone who's watching this. You don't get good, or you don't achieve greatness by finding the path of least resistance. Instead, what you need to do to get really great and to experience a great results is you need to find the most resistance, and you need to be the person who can tolerate the most resistance. If you try to go after the thing that is easy, you will get average results, regardless of how good you become, because there is a little, there's the price of entry is not that big, right? Which kind of like might approve the thing of going after bigger fishes, because it's harder, so not many people are going after them. But I think there is wisdom in sticking to one thing, because if you do stick into a niche and you build a brand, you're just like $10 invested 100 years ago at 10% interest every year. Today, it's probably millions, right? It's the same thing with the service. It's the same thing with your company. It's the same thing. It's like your service and your name compounds. If you don't have anything that's compounding, which is probably why you're crazy not putting out content, I promise you, like if you would have, and after this video, like I know you're building up your team, and I know you think you need to kind of like wait until the fulfillment is dialed in to start creating content, but I think that's just your mind kind of like creating ideas to keep you from doing the thing that matters. But you need to start creating the thing that compounds over time, right? You signed up in our program, you wanted to pay, and now you come, you pay over 5 figures. And what did it cost me to just come on here in a video and just talk? Come on, man. I didn't send you an email. I didn't send you a DM. I didn't spend any dollar on ads. I just literally sat here and was like, hey guys, this is what I'm learning. I think this could be pretty good for you guys. And now you make sense of coming and buying our services, right? So it's, I know you were there on the webinar, right? I talked about the 2 things that creates growth, rate of learning and rate of change. Right now, you learn, you know it, you're doing it for your clients, but you're not doing it for yourself, right? But which brings me back to, what is your revenue goal today? Where are you trying to take the company?
Sure. So every time I reach a new milestone, it goes higher.
Yeah.
Short term, I would say 100 grand per month. That is the next goal.
Yeah.
And when I will achieve that, it will probably be 250, 300, up until maybe 400, 500, and then it's going to be good.
What if you had to get to 100K per month next month? What would you need to do? Or why can't you hit 100 grand next month?
Attention, 100%. Attention.
So attention.
Yes, attention. And maybe even further dial in the offer or something along those lines.
You probably would need something up front. You would need something higher ticket up front.
Yes, exactly. Higher ticket up front and attention. Because again, as I told you, I for sure, man, if and when I do this content thing, like I did it on a very small scale. And even on the very small scale that I did it, I got like probably 20 grand out of it, something very, very small. I just did, a couple of tutorial videos and not even for the public, just for some people to help them, ended up, paying in dividends. So I'm like, fuck, I just spent a few minutes here.
Yeah. So, okay. So let's talk about it, because we need to change your behaviors. When are you going to post your first YouTube video?
A week from now.
Why can't you do it by Friday? What is it that's keeping you from growing? Because I know you have a good service, but why? Let's actually use this interview to kind of like, why don't you have urgency in experiencing more growth? Is it because you're comfortable?
I think so. A huge part of it is that I'm comfortable, and like there are things that I know that I have to do, but I procrastinate on those, running away from reality as well.
Yeah.
So I have those things here, but like my personality, to be honest with you, I work the best. I'm very productive when I have pressure. If I don't have pressure, like I can have 2 full days, to work. I get nothing done, nothing. If I have just a couple of hours to do something, man, I'm productive like 5 people,
Yeah.
So that is
so
my.
Let's uncover that then. So you say that you need pressure, right? Right now, what is your company doing every month, revenue wise?
About 35 grand ish.
Okay, perfect. And what's your profit margins?
Quite high. So last month was a really good month. We did almost 40 grand. Profit was about 27 grand ish.
Okay, perfect. Perfect. Stop there. How much is it costing you to live in Medellin?
Not as cheap as others, but
Yeah.
I spend around 5,000 per month
Month.
for my lifestyle, 4,500 per month.
Yeah. Perfect. So you have literally 20 grand profit every month, just boom, boom, stacking, stacking. But let me give you a different perspective of living, okay? Today at 8 a.m., I had to go send $17,000 in rent, right? That's just rent. Your 20 grand is gone.
Yeah.
I did not buy food. I did not buy Uber Eats. I did not pay for my car. I have 2 cars. I did not send money to my family. Like, hey, I need money. I sent 5 grand there. I'm traveling. I'm bringing my brother with me to Spain. It's 10 grand for flights. It's 10K a day for the villas. You're also coming, right? You need to realize that, but it's not for you. It's good. You're making good money, man. You're killing it. But what I really want you to do is I want you to dream bigger, man. Because what you don't realize is that you're making 20K profit a month, man. That same 20K profit is also 200 grand profit. It's the same thing. It's just done more. That same 200 grand a month is what? $2 million a month. So what you're doing right now can make you $2 million every single month. But because you're comfortable and I don't necessarily think it's pressure on like you need to spend. Like for me, when we hit our first 600 grand month, I was living in an apartment where I was spending like 1.7K a month rent. Like even fucking some guy working in 9 to 5 making 40K a year could have fucking afforded it. I was driving a Mazda. I was paying $300 a month in car payments. So it's not that. So you see, like I think a lot of people tell themselves that they need pressure. No, what you need is to fucking dream, bro. My dream is, fuck it, let's go to Spain. Which fucking villa is the best? Fuck it, let's spend it. 10K a day? Oh my God, fuck yeah, right? I find this penthouse, 2.7 mil. Bro, fuck it, I worked fucking hard. I dreamed for this, right? So I work for my potential. I don't work because it's almost like I don't work anymore out of a place of scarcity. It's almost like I have a duty to be the best, right? And that puts you into a gear where it's like everybody, when they're getting comfortable, you're just working because that's fucking what you do. It's who you are. It's literally like, it's like being a performer, an artist, and you're putting out another song. You don't put out another song because you need $1. You just do it because it's fucking who you are. But what I want you to do, because the thing is, man, like you have a great service, you have a great understanding, but please do not stay where you're at, man. Right?
Something.
Because we also don't fucking know how these softwares and these platforms how long they're going to last. We're literally one setting away, one pattern, like one shift, one update to all our businesses around appointment setting, everything literally being shut down. Now, if you didn't stack a lot of money, millions of dollars, you can run out of money pretty fast if maybe not living in Medellin or Mexico, but if you try to move to somewhere else, like that cash is going to run out pretty fast, right? But the best thing that I can kind of like give you an advice on is dream bigger, man. You figured out how to make $1 profit. Now it's really about, are you really going to go after hardship even when you don't have to? Like it's literally making a choice to go after more, right? Because it's not like you don't know how to get clients. That's literally your business, right? So it's like you can do it, right? But for me, and this is why and this is something I think for me, the reason why I keep pushing, the reason why I started creating content, and the reason why I keep putting out content has never been because I think that I'm the smartest business owner out there. But for me, I have this thing within me where I'm like, bro, we can do more. Why not do more? Right? And just that's kind of like why I work every day. Whether I'm making money, whether I'm not making money, it's like, fuck, man, let's inspire the world, right? But anyway, cool. Now, attention. How are you currently getting attention? Are you even doing much prospecting for your own offer?
Myself, no, not at all. I have setters that are doing that there. So we have as an automation for the cold emails.
Mm-hmm.
So that gets us meetings.
Mm-hmm.
And we also have LinkedIn. So I like each shadow in my company has LinkedIn accounts, and we also found a way to create AI accounts. So we can create like 5, 10, 15 LinkedIn accounts that can send, connections every day. So this is most of our appointments, I would say, coming from 70% LinkedIn,
Yeah.
30% cold emails.
Nice. So how would we need to position your offers so we can hit 100K a month? Maybe not necessarily by 3xing your current business, by just maybe either doing more performance deals or just charging upfront. What would you need to do to charge 10 grand upfront for each new client that signs up with you?
10 grand upfront and that's
then
it?
No, 10 grand upfront, and then if they want, maybe management plus performance.
Got it. So that would mean that in terms of the infrastructure that we build them, it's not going to be just appointments.
Mm-hmm.
Probably it has to have the element of content around it, not necessarily that we guide them, but maybe we create it for them, or at least create the templates or all of that for them.
Yeah.
Maybe even, that's just me thinking out loud, but maybe even creating a community for them, and maybe even managing the community for them. I don't know if it will kill me in terms of delivery, but we create their attention, and we also leverage like an audience and all of that. So probably even managing an audience for them.
Yeah.
So just those things alone could be worth a lot. Of course, we have all of the copywriting for all of the strategies, the technical infrastructure, so that all comes together.
Yeah.
And maybe a last thing would be something like maybe even the sales process, like revamping their sales process, and of course the offer, 100% the offer.
Mm-hmm.
That is another thing. So those are the things that, if it's the right prospect, then definitely can justify 10 grand upfront for that.
Yeah, 100%. So start working on it, man. Because what you need high upfront. Like, making more money is never about acquiring more clients. It's about doing more for the clients you have right now, right? So, and that's something that I realized really, recently. It's like, instead of trying to acquire every month new clients, like, just retain the current clients you have and just increase the account. Do more for them. And the beautiful thing is, I know a lot of people try to do less work to make money, but really the oldest companies, the companies that stays the longest alive, are companies that keep doing the dirty work, the hard work, the trenches work for people, on behalf of people. The goal is not for you to work you can just build an organization and remove yourself, but the goal is for your organization to take in more pain on behalf of the prospect. As long as you keep doing that, you consistently make money, right? More forever. So if I was in your place, I would get on this right now. I would just solve offer, solve appointment setting, solve content, solve community. And there you go. You can even do this with 10 clients and make 100 grand profit a month. That's the funny thing, right? So as an example, for the hundreds, we're doing kind of like all of this, but we're also like going with paid ads and everything, literally every single thing they need, not just infrastructure wise, not just hiring, not just systems, not just operations, but like even the decisions they need to make as a founder, right? We make them on their behalf. They don't have to do it. So what? They have to pay and pay. So it's, because even if you look at Hormozy could have easily kept doing what he was doing, but what he did was he realized, oh man, I could be leveraged on my expertise and just find people, do it for them, and then I can kind of like get more on my time, right? 1 second, I need to open the door. All right, we're back. Yeah.
So I think what you just heard a few minutes earlier, it's the biggest point. People always try to find the trick of how I can do the least to earn the most. But actually, instead of running away from this, from this resistance, and actually getting inside it, and okay, everybody else is turning away and just going for courses, but what if actually can find a mechanism to overcome that for people and even at scale?
Yeah.
Then this is where you're going to make a lot of money, and
Yeah.
you are an example of that, like with your process. So yeah, definitely it's a mindset shift that I need to do as well.
To have, yeah. Just because this is literally it. If you really think from first principles, the basis of a service is you're helping someone get something faster and without incurring any pain. Literally, anyone here right now who is not making money or who's broke, I can promise you that the reason why you're broke is because you're not doing anything for anyone. Literally, the fastest way to remain broke is only think about yourself and avoid the pain, avoid any discomfort. If you do that with yourself or your organization, you're going to remain broke. But if you look at the biggest companies, not only are they giving us the thing we want as fast as possible, but they're also giving it to us for free. Just to even fucking go crazy. Like, that's how crazy this shit gets, right? Now, they have other monetization models, right? But not, man, whenever I feel a pain, I'm like, oh, this is everything. This is where money is at, right? Literally, that's how my mind works, right? And this is something that we also wanted to do. We're moving forward. We actually want to do also offer management in our programs where, you know what, instead of us building your team in-house, then you have to manage them. Why do you have to manage them? Why don't you just keep paying us and then we'll manage them for you? Because we have the infrastructure. If your team is not performing, we can look at the metrics on behalf of your company and all that. And then you just, you're just chilling, you're just making more money and everything is good, right? But no, man, I mean, congrats. I think when you joined the program, where were you at revenue-wise?
10 grand, 8 grand, something like that, revenue. And but it wasn't consistent. It was like 5, 8, 4, 7, like
What changed? What is the thing that changed? Because to go from 5 to 10K a month, like anybody can do that. They can just, I know how to do something, they can do it. What changed for you to go from 5 to 10K, 40K a month?
Okay, so some of the things that we've done, just by staying at the same industry, doing the same, like not deviating a lot and keep doing what we're doing. Of course, it created momentum. So that's part of it for sure. Just getting better at what we're doing in terms of the sales process, in terms of the service, the delivery. And of course, things that I did after joining your program is we started to implement, personalized video sales letters and stuff like that, videos. So most of the clients that we hop on sales calls with, most of them never saw that before, right?
Yeah.
So it's like, wow, like everybody's pitching me, exactly. It's a new mechanism that we pitch. So it straight away, sets us apart as well.
Yeah.
And those are the two main things I would say.
Yeah. Because I think if you're like a growth agency, or growth creators, as I'm trying to call everyone, is if you focus on their same person, you give them a new mechanisms of solving their pain faster, you're going to make money. Just stay in the same thing, do the same thing, just offer them a new solution that gives them the results faster and more effortlessly. You have a 50K a month business. But good job, man. It takes, I'm saying like 40K a month. And I'm not saying that 40K. I think actually doing 27K profit on your type of agency is pretty impressive, right? Now, to go from there to the next level is going to require you to be less, to remove yourself. Because right now, I think it would just hire more people and get more clients. Really, that's all you need. But I think you should do it sooner than later. Right. But no, man. Awesome. So yeah, I don't know do you have any advice that you can give to people? Maybe the you who was 6, 8 months ago, what would you have told yourself, knowing where you're at right now?
In general, what I would tell myself is the same advice that you told me today, the same advice that I hear every week in some other masterminds,
Yeah.
is keep doing what you're doing, but go deeper, learn better stuff, do more for your clients, or, think about how you can leverage yourself. So that is 100%. Keep doing what you're doing, leverage. And another thing that Alex Hormozy always says, like, invest in your education. So last year I invested probably close to, I think, a little bit more than 20 grand just on education alone. This year I'm already at about 9.5, 9, give or take. So, and I need to spend even more on that, right?
Yeah.
So those are the three main keys that I would say.
I love it, man. Love it. Awesome. One last question is, how would you rate on a scale of 1 to 10 the $500,000 program, even though you're not creating content? If you were to rate it.
$500,000. So I would say 10. The thing is, I'm fully aware, and funny enough, a person just reached out to me because I don't know, he saw me from one of your posts. So he asked me about how is it like working with Serge and all of that, and I told him, like, on the exact recording that I did for him, I told him, like, for me it was really good, mainly the mindset shifts and the community aspect and all of that. But I know that I'm only leveraging maybe 50%, 15% of what you guys have to offer, around that, for sure, man. And I know that I have to do it when I start to do all of those, contents, and not just, here and there, but something that it's going to be in the forefront of what I'm doing, man. Easily the leverage that will be there, triple what I have right now, like in the next.
Man. I know
100%, man.
I know, man. And that's why I'm fucking trying to push this growth creator thing, man. Because I know that with a client like you, bro, making 120 grand is easy, right? But it's because you're kind of like you're still left on yourself, right? It's still you who has to push yourself. It's still you who has kind of like need to do a lot of the thing. But I really want to emphasize, these, growth creator companies like yours to, I think everyone has 100K a month business just doing kind of like what you do, but in so many other verticals, right? There's so many industries right now who don't understand how to get attention, who don't understand how to own attention, educate attention through content and converting it, right? And my goal is to like build as many 100K a month businesses from clients who go through our program, and then actually become a partner. I want to create the biggest like growth creating agencies community, and then find the ones who are really great at what they do, who scale to, let's say, 200K a month. And then I'll be like, hey, do you want to actually create a program together? And then we fucking scale it that way. I think that's my plan with the new program. I think that would be good. Yeah.
Awesome. Looking forward to it, my man.
Yeah, man. Get to 100K a month, man, because we can't do no more interviews if you don't get to 100K a month profit. We can't talk.
Next interview, it will be there.
Easy. Yeah, we'll probably also have a chat in person in Spain. I think it will probably be good. I'll be bringing over a setup for podcast, and we can have an actual chat, and I think it will be pretty sick, right? Awesome, man. Thank you so much for having made time to get on this chat. And I'll be uploading this. And everyone who's watching this, please, Tal is proof that anything is possible. Like, I know a lot of people keep, so many excuses out there, man. There's so many excuses out there, right? But what you're doing is there. Like, you can just do it. Like, it's not science. It's literally find a way to get someone in front of the people they want to be, they want, and charge for it, right? But do it more, do it better, innovate, and keep investing in yourself so you can, become you evolve. And yeah, man, you're an immigrant, I'm an immigrant. It's like, bro, like, look at where we're at. Yeah. All because we just chose that, hey, fuck it, we can do it. Like, what's gonna stop us? You know what I mean? But I don't know if most people need to, I had this client who bought a webinar, and he's like, hey, I'm from India, third world country, unfortunately. I was like, what are you talking about? You should actually be fortunate that you're born in India, because at least you know the value of fucking any success, right?
Mhm.
Because people who are just born with everything on a platter, they don't really know the value of winning because they've had it all, right? So I
Yeah.
think we have a pretty great advantage of coming, I don't know necessarily your situation. I didn't necessarily come from nothing, but we see what's possible. So we see the gap. So I'm fortunate to have been born in a different country and to be able to do what I do, or at least to have the perspective that I have, right?
Mhm.
So yeah, man, thank you so much, everyone. Follow Tal. I think they can just I'll link your Instagram or YouTube. If you create a YouTube channel and put a video, they'll find you, right?
Sure.
But no, man, thank you again and have a beautiful day.
Take care, man.
Bye-bye.